you are on your spiritual awakening. Yes, we are going to see how far along you are on your spiritual awakening. So I'm going to give you some time to meditate on the card that draw you in, and then we're going to see where you at in your spiritual awakening. Card number 1. You are going through the dark night of the soul. If you pull this card, your soul is at war with itself. This card means you choose to wake up this life. You are at war with your inner darkness. All outdated programs are coming up to be faced. You are going through a transformation of life. Your soul is cleansing things up for you. So card number 1, you are going through the dark night of the soul. Now, if you ran across this video, it's not a coincidence. It was meant for you to see this video because you've been asking the universe, source, God, whoever you believe in, you've been asking them what's going on with you. Well, Miss Kitty letting you know you are going through the dark night of the soul. You probably been through dark nights of the soul before, but they probably never felt like this time. It probably never felt like this, where now you're going through one of your final dark night of the soul. Well, I'm not going to say your final because you kind of go through the dark night of the soul a lot when you find yourself, going back into lower frequency. So you're going through a dark night of soul that's about to lead you into your awakening to where you're about to go to the vault. So this dark night of the soul here might be strange from the others, where you never knew you was going through the dark night of the soul. You probably just thinking you was depressed, or you probably was thinking you're not getting along with your family member, or you probably just feel like anxiety or whatever. But this time it feels different because you are waking up. You're going through a spiritual awakening. And now your ancestors, your ancestors choose you for your life to walk this life path. They choose you and you accept this calling. So now your soul is cleansing out things so that you can sit here and elevate and answer your calling or complete your mission. So you are going through the dark night of the soul. That means that you have all outdated things that's going to come up out you. Like you might find yourself don't want to work from your job that you've been working at a long time. Or you might find yourself, you and your co-workers or your family members not getting along. You might find yourself, all of a sudden don't want to stay in your hometown no more. You need to move. You need to get from right here. You probably feel like you don't belong here no more. You probably feel like what's going on with you. You probably asking questions about the universe, where you come from. You probably want to know about life itself, why you are here. What is your existence? What is your purpose on earth? So you at that stage now where you're curious, where you into spirituality. You might find yourself listening to tarot cards. You might find yourself listening to people who do spells and hoodoo and voodoo, trying to see who's your soul family, where you belong, where you fit in. So you're at this stage, card number 1. You are at the stage where you are going through the dark night of the soul, where your soul is at war with itself, where you are facing all outdated stuff with yourself, where you done took on from past lives or your ancestors baggage that they didn't put on you, and you are sitting here, you got to fix out their karma and clear out your karma. You have to sit here and accept the transformation and just go with the flow. This is what Kitty gonna tell you. Just go with the flow. Surrender with the flow. If stuff coming up, negative stuff like jealousy, anger, hate, frustration, loneliness, depression, anxiety, if all that's coming, pay attention to it. See where it's coming from. Do self-healing. You got to do a lot of inner child healing. See, the dark night of soul is about facing darkness within you. Now, if you've been through some dark stuff, you got to learn how to forgive and surrender, because that's the only way you're going to make it through this dark night of the soul. That's the only way that you're going to sit here and get yourself out this stage. Now, if you want to know how long the dark night of the soul lasts, the dark night of the soul can last for years. If you sit here and do the work, it can last for months. If you really sit here and do the work, it can last for weeks. But you have to surrender to it because it's going to come up. And when it come up, you're going to have to face it. You're going to have to face if someone rape you. You're going to have to face if someone abuse you. You're going to have to face if someone stole from you. You're going to have to face if someone sit here lie or manipulate you. You're going to have to face this. And not only you're going to have to face this, you're going to have to sit here and surrender to it, as far as like forgiving them. And if you don't, you're going to be stuck in the dark night of the soul. If you want to get out of this part of your own spiritual awakening, you're going to have to forgive people and forgive yourself too. Because it's not for them, it's for you. Like I always say, forgiving them is not for them, it's for you. That's the only way you're going to take back your power and make it through this dark night of the soul. If your body telling you have to leave, it's best for you to leave. Because if you stay there, you're going to keep yourself in that same program where, you know, because your soul is supposed to expand. It's want to learn new things. So you have to go with the flow. So this is what Miss Kitty telling you. Go with the flow. Go look up some things. Look up things on YouTube. Look up things on Twitter. Look up on things on TikTok. Look up things about the dark night of the soul so you can work yourself through this stage. But this is what your spiritual awakening stage, or you are at the dark night of the soul where you have to face your inner darkness, your inner demons. So that's what I get for card number 1. Card number 2. You are going through a spiritual awakening. If you pull this card, you are waking up from the matrix. This card means you no longer see the world the same way. People around you do not understand you no more. You find yourself not wanting to hang out with certain people or do certain things no more. You pay more attention to your health and what you eat and feed your temple. Weird things is starting to happen in your life and to the people you love. You feel like something is watching you. Well, card number 2, I see where you are coming from out the dark night of the soul. You are at the waking part now where you probably in the vault now. You know, you're in the vault. You probably feel like, you know, you don't want to hang out with certain people. Things probably feel like it's slowed down. You know, you're probably at the point where you're feeling like your guys and stuff is not communicating with you now. You at the point where you need to rest your body. You know, you're going through this spiritual awakening now where, you know, you're paying attention to what you eat. You know, you're probably doing yoga, exercising. You're probably eating more healthy. You're probably not sitting here, you know, want to hang out with people who gossip a lot. You probably don't want to feed yourself, feed your brain all type of, you know, negative things. You know, you're seeing life different. You know, you're probably incepting your calling. You're probably doing more spiritual things. You're probably doing more magic, or you're probably doing more manifesting. You're probably doing more affirmation, and you're probably just like, you know, incepting. It is for what it is. You seeing life for what it is and not what it's supposed to be. You understanding the matrix. You seeing the matrix now. You did a lot of research and stuff. So what I see in card number 2, you are going to the vault stage. If you're not in the vault stage yet, you're going to it. Once you get into that vault stage, you probably feel like your guys and all of them not answering you. You probably feel like, you know, you need to rest, or you probably just feel like, you know, things probably feel blank right now at this moment, you know, where, you know, because a lot of things is dropping off. You surrendering, you letting a lot of things fall at the waistline. You letting friends fall off. You letting family members fall out. You letting bad habits fall out. So this is what I see in card number 2. You are going through the awakening stage where you just surrendering and you accepting it for what it is. You probably feel like something watching you, and 9 out of 10, something is watching you. Your higher self. So that's what I see in card number 2. Card number 3. You have 2 sides to you, the dark and the light. If you pull this card, you need to embrace both sides of yourself. This card means you are now walking in your true self. You are scared of yourself, what you are capable of. You embrace one side of yourself and neglect the other side of you. Time to face yourself so you can find balance. So card number 3, this is what I see. You are at the stage now where you're trying to be too good. You're probably at the stage where you're going through the stage. Pick a